Have you tried our new cocktail sponsored by Rizzo's? 1 part Purple Spectrum vodka, 1 part artificial tomato-like substitute juice. We call it a Blue Bloody Mary. Oh. Maverick Johnston's about to release his new picture. From what I hear, they've already started shooting. I don't believe in work. By automechanicals, of course. Byzantium's fleet of mechanical servitors are programmed to simulate a labor force, but without all the unsightly workers milling about. We all have our roles in society. I like to think of myself as an entrepreneur. This drinking is...
Hey, stand back, you. I'm part of Minister Clark's personal detail, and that means you gotta keep 5 feet back at all times. Of course not. But I'm not on the job right now. The others took me out to celebrate on account of me just getting hired and all. He's basically the most important person in the colony, which makes me the most important guard in the colony. Yeah. That means I got a key to the minister's estate, my own personal UDL-issued That's right. Not just anyone is allowed to have a key to... Oh, he's, medium. Everyone tells me he's fair. That's a great idea! I'll have a Spectrum vodka. Here's to me! Hey, you are really great. Have I told you that? We should be friends. Wow, listen to me. I'm soaked. I should probably slow down before I'm face down on the tile somewhere. Who am I kidding? I could have another. You got another? It's not every day you get your dream job, right? Wow! You've got, like, this crazy energy. Has anyone ever told you that? You're like a Manosaur. You got a Manosaur energy. Oh, Laws. I gotta stop. I'm seeing at least 2 of you. I really shouldn't. I'll have the... You sure sound like you know what you're talking about. Okay, here goes. Yeah. Was that one supposed to taste like Purple Berry Crunch? Or am I just tasting breakfast?
Preparing bodily waste. Collection receptacle.
I don't feel so good. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Entering.
I love Byzantium. Where else are you going to find art, culture, or compliance?
find these fleets. Go.
A new anti-Glio's facial mask, perhaps? Or experimental pheromones?
I wonder where I picked up this stain.
Wash mode on.
No, wait. Let's please not have a repeat of that last fiasco, Sam. Please point that hose elsewhere.
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety Oh, there. That's one right there.
How splendid. Another rung leech wandering through the streets of Byzantium. Why, just this morning I thought to myself, as lovely as the gardens are, what they really need is more greasy vagrants frolicking through them. And here you are, frolicking.
I must be honest with you, Captain. Yes.
Well, whatever you call it, do it elsewhere, and take your merry band with you. Honestly, what is the board thinking letting so many of your ilk into the city proper? It's madness. What's wrong? It erodes the very pillars of our society. Merit, decorum, personal hygiene. This city is meant for us, the system's finest. We earned its luxuries. But now we are overrun with the unworthy and the ungrateful, and this early retirement nonsense is making it even worse. The worst thing to happen to Halcyon, a contest that gives even the lowliest and most inefficient workers a chance to live in Byzantium. By simply winning a lottery, those early retirees get an exclusive district of Byzantium to themselves. No one else is even allowed to go there. Tell me, how is that fair? Oh, by the... It's not right. I deserve to see any district... You know, you look like you've been shot at before.
Oh, we get paid this time.
Yes. Listen to your... What is that person's job exactly? Are they your secretary? Personal masseuse? Or do you just keep them around as a mobile armrest? Well, it doesn't matter. What's important is that you think this is a fabulous arrangement, and you'd be thrilled to lend me your services. Aren't you? Fantastic. I hear the chosen retirees all enter the retirement district via the port landing pad, but it's completely locked down. You'd never... Unless, of course, you had a wealthy, beautiful benefactor of impeccable social pedigree, which you do. How? These codes will get you past the lockdown. Oh, and don't worry about subtlety. I don't care how you deal with security, just correct this injustice at all costs. The same way anyone gets anything here, of course. Bits might earn you a place in Byzantium, but that means everyone here has little need for more of them. For favors like this, you need to spend... let's call it social capital. Now, do we have any further business, or are you just here for the repartee? I earned my place here, just like everyone else. My grandfather was the CIO at Tile, you see. Chief Idea Officer. He came up with all the best ideas for their products. You know the font they use for Stogie Slims? That was him. Well, he described the idea of it to their font development team, then picked it from a list of choices, but that's basically... It was a very... Let's see. He picked the colors they included in rainbow chips. No one else wanted purple, but he insisted. And you know how the Cosmic Smokes logo has an eye in the middle of a heptagon? He said that one came to him and he was a true... I just told you. Of course it is. Wealth is the... If you have wealth, you're successful, and if... You're well...
unit was unable to complete scheduled sanitization service due to the following reason. Locked door.
That's quite all right, Sam. I prefer to clean my own quarters these days. I find it a perfect time to reflect on the impermanence of existence.
Warning. Refusing the service of a SAM unit will be reflected on your permanent record.
Spacer's choice Great on distance.
A UDL security attendant is always prepared. You must think you're pretty tough. I bet I could take you.
The dissidents actually took over the
I tell you what, we'll change.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste the rainbow.
Alright, how does this sound?
Initiating experimental protocol. Small talk. So that recent tossball game was sure a nail-biter, eh?
Yes. Yes, it was, Sam. You should discuss it with young Mr. Millstone at your earliest convenience.
This property is off limits. Solicitors, loiterers, and uninvited visitors. This ultimatum brought to you by you. That's funny. The minister isn't expecting visitors, and you don't much look like one of those Minister Clark's a private...
Got a promotion coming. I can feel it.
Impressive as always.
Oh, Nothing. Nothing. Laws, I knew it! I work in the lab at the Ministry of Accuracy and Morale. Some of my sprats went missing, but it's not my fault, okay? Maybe I let them out more often than regulations allow, but they need to stretch their little legs. And so what if I occasionally forgot to latch their cage? Everyone gets a little distracted now and then. They escaped, and before I could coax them back, they'd made their way to the maintenance tunnels. Even if I did dare go down there, they're among all the common sewer sprats and exterminator mechanicals. Really? In that case, take this collection crate.
6 of my little ones are down there, but don't worry, you can easily tell them apart from common sewer sprats. They have intelligent eyes, an agreeable yet reserved demeanor, and a fondness for hiding. Also, please, do take care, and do mime the exterminator mechanicals. If the worst should happen to my little darlings, well, I still want their bodies. Well, to maintain things, of course. Like big, humming machine things with gears. And pipes. Water pipes. Air pipes. All sorts of pipes. That's why they connect the city from the Acropolis district to here. Everyone knows sewer sprats carry diseases. And the exterminator mechanicals have been known to fire on larger targets. Why they'd do that when they're only supposed to attack sprats? Some people say there are strange things in those tunnels. Assassins. A room full of murderous automechanicals. Monsters hungry for human flesh. A hidden bureaucratic purgatory where things and people are lost forever. Not that I place any stock in silly rumors. Therefore, my, research. Oh, very well. It's true. I do run studies on them at the lab, but I also have a special connection with them. See, I'm an enormous fan of all my colonists. The early seasons, before the plotlines got tacky. You must have seen the classic episodes. Well, I name all my sprats after my favorite characters. That way, their stories can live on in rodent form. So you see, it's imperative that I get them all back. Not just names, they all have backstories too. There's Lord Reginald Kim III, Lady Philippa Farnsworth, Vonda von Vermington, Haroon Greenlee, Iskander Emmanuel Sanchez, and Evelyn Ensley Okoye. So is everyone. Iskander is Lady Philippa's they're in a rap. She's an it's difficult to... She's a member of... Something else. To deal with the I still am. After all, I'm a person of very little influence and only middling prospects. But I must say, I'm far too distressed.
Alt.
That's the last of them.
Unexpected. Process searching.
Incoming! Down they go. We've got trouble.
Cycle complete. Please allow this unit to dispose of any and all biohazardous waste materials.
You're a deft hand with the mag pick. Nicely done.
Eyes out for this. Move along.
Oh, pardon me, Sam.
Rerouting course now.
any luck finding my sprats. Truly? Why, this is marvelous! And all safe and sound. Oh, Reginald, Philippa, Vonda, Haroon, Iskander, Evelyn, I'm never letting you out of my sight again. Please, take this. It's not much, but it's the best I can offer for the safe return of my darlings. Now, I've got to get back to the lab before my supervisor logs my absence.
I don't want any trouble out of you.
You're an artist, Captain. Nicely done.
Muting volume now.
Got your paperwork squared away? Hey, soldier. Me? Well, look. Lawbreaker!
I don't know what... You're what? I need to... Look. Lawbreaker, I saw that.
Hold it! That's it! That's... So, I'll let...
How did you get in here? You're not one of my guards. What are you doing here?
Minister Clark, what a remarkable honor it is to meet you.
If this is about another Aetherwave clip or radio spot, you may kindly fuck off, as the parlance goes. I'm not doing any more. Slowly and loudly, Aloysius, that's the only way these morons understand anything. I said, you may tell Charles to go fuck himself. Then you're not part of Rockwell's PR team. That means you're a dissident? A real live dissident? But what are you doing here? And how did you get in? Drugs, of course. Back to idiot. I don't have...
What is this system coming to when even the Earth Minister is disillusioned beyond hope?
Will that... Oh dear, I don't... Of course. It's Rockwell again, who else? And I thought he was only holding me here to keep me out of the way. You are a quick study. I've long suspected Rockwell of transacting business in my name, but this proves it.
He's attempting to game the system, but he won't be able to get away with it forever. Eventually, Rockwell's House of Cards will topple.
I dearly hope so. And you might be part of the equation. Whatever it is that brought you here, Rockwell's the one behind it. How should I know? I've been under house. But there is a way to find out, and perhaps to set things right. Whatever Rockwell's doing, he'll be doing it from the HHC headquarters.
Captain, we must investigate Rockwell.
Indeed, it cannot. I can't overstate the urgency of the matter.
If it's dirty, it's a job for Sam.
It's filthy indeed, my mechanical friend. Rife with the worst sort of corruption. Why, this is starting to sound like an issue of Dissident Hunter. Halcyon Holdings Corporation, the collective of companies that run the colony together. Allegedly in partnership with the Earth Directorate and appointed Minister of Earth. Via the Acropolis District, of course. That's where the most important corporate and government facilities are. But only board employees are allowed into the district. There's a heavily guarded checkpoint just down the street. There might be a route through the maintenance tunnels, but I'm afraid I don't know specifics. Most people avoid the area. Well, you won't have much human company down there. Plenty of... When you reach the HHC building, this access card should get you up to the executive suites, where the chairman's office and what used to be my office are. Oh, I haven't been allowed up there in years. I shudder to think what Rockwell's done with the place. A gilded minibar, perhaps? A personal theater. The man has too much money and too little sense. The board's lackeys are none too bright. I simply claimed I'd lost it and hid it somewhere no one would think to look. I merely hid it in a book. No one reads.
Obviously, the chairman surrounds himself with the cream of Byzantium's elite.
There are a few advantages. Wait! Rockwell has one of the only terminals capable of transmitting to the Earthbound message drone. Please, take this and transmit it from his office. Rockwell hasn't given me any messages from Earth for years. He's desperate to keep me out of contact with the Earth Directorate. But they need to know what's happening here. What isn't on it is the real... I've gathered meeting minutes, internal messages, sustainability reports, and more, all exposing the corruption and mismanagement plaguing... Once the rest of the Earth Directorate sees it, they'll...
Putting your faith in the inherent good...
The Earth Directorate is our best hope. Even Rockwell's resources are no match. And it... Depending on the nature of their response, month. Organizing and sending personnel all the way out here. And now, I entrust it to you. What a pleasure. How delightful. What is... The latest issue of Are you telling me... Also, they're a surprisingly... The board's most pressing grievances tend to feature heavily as the problem of the week. Why, I do all the work no one else wants to do. I write reports no one ever reads. When I'm not being conscripted to perform in the chairman's propaganda. That's what I tell my... Halcyon is headed for a collapse, and no one seems...
We're here, aren't we? The captain and I are trying to save...
A fine thought, but I'm afraid you underestimate how deep these problems run, and how long they've persisted. Haven't you heard? Chairman Rockwell and I are on a goodwill tour of the colony. Aside from battalions of UDL... Besides, remaining close has allowed me to learn just how wrong... Except for the bit about my suddenly coming down with stomach flu. Probably because I've no interest in being his puppet. When he saw I meant to oppose him, he made sure I'd have... It's quite...
Keep your shoulders up.
Hey, you!
Oh, there. That's one right there. Can't you just see the stench of impropriety radiating off of him?
I must admit, I'm getting a... It is...
Just act like we belong.
State your business. Please step away. This... Huh. I didn't realize... I'll just need you to register your weapons with a revised request. I was gonna... Look. Just...
Excuse me, just a moment. Is there something I can do for you?
What's with the big hole in the wall?
afternoon. I'm Chairman Rockwell, and I'm here to address a serious issue facing us. As you all know, our colony has been successful beyond our wildest dreams. Unfortunately, we've recently discovered that our food supply will not be able to sustain Halcyon's population in the long term. Everyone will die. Everyone will slowly stop living from malnutrition. But we're doing it together, and that's what matters. I fucking swear, if someone doesn't give me something to read that will placate the masses soon, all of you will find yourselves violently unemployed. But I can assure you there's nothing to fear. We've got a solution. It's called the Lifetime Employment Program. We will freeze most of the colony to preserve resources, while the best and brightest of Byzantium continue living in prosperity. Look, you idiots! How many times do I have to tell you we can't say shit like that? Fire whoever wrote this! While Halcyon's brightest minds solve the problem of our nutritional shortage, the rest of the colony will be placed in suspended animation. Individuals will be revived on a rotating basis, so that every Halcyon can be part of the important work of saving our colony. By testing paperweights. Sorry, couldn't resist. Let's go again. And someday, in the not-too-distant future when we've solved this crisis, we'll all be back together again working for the good of Halcyon. Until then, the board shall provide for the deserving just as it always has. So, obey your supervisors, take your vitamins, follow your corporate-mandated grooming rituals, and rest assured with the board on your side, there is nothing to worry about.
Well, that was some quite distressing information. Can we talk?
If I still believed in the grand plan, a revelation like this would have seriously shaken my faith. Knowing you, I can only assume you have already begun formulating a plan. Well, your ability to talk us out of even the most hopeless situations has anything you'd like.
I beg your pardon, Minister Clark's former office is... I suppose that is...
You're cleared. Go on through.
Do we really need all this security? I have to go through.
Soldier?
Issuing sanitation ticket.
What's this I hear about you ordering more tests performed with sample 4157?
What a pleasant surprise. Thanks to you, Reginald. But what are you doing? On the other side of the lab? Why, that requires a top-level clearance. I really shouldn't be doing this. But you did help me out. Take this keycard. It'll get you into the hibernation lab where the... If you're seen by any of the guards, however, I'm...
Something's not right. No visitors allowed. What? I don't need to see your identification. Move along.
So then I told him, you have a message from Adjutant Sophia
No one ever looks quite the same in person as they do in my reports. And my reports of you have been exceptionally thorough. You've had quite a career. I think you're being modest. I've been keeping up with you ever since Emerald Vale. Now that was an interesting piece of work. A rundown backwater, barely worth the ink on a map. Until you showed up. You walked through Edgewater and in your wake transformed it from a loyal company town to a haven for dissidents. I'm actually a little impressed. All this happened because some mysterious stranger fell out of the sky. You have something I want. Phineas Wells is wanted by the board. I want to convince you to turn him in to us. He has a litany of charges against him. Vandalism, illegal experimentation, sedition. I could go on. Wells is a dangerous madman. His plan is going to endanger everyone in Halcyon. He's an obsessive psychopath. And he's using you. You're in contact with Wells. I want you to send us a tracing signal from his communication terminal. Wells was our mistake. We failed to apprehend him for years. I'm sending you my access code. Contact me from Wells's terminal. When you're done, come speak to me in my office.
Adjutant Akonde's call has been terminated. Will there be anything else, Captain? We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself, or would you like to do the honors?
Myself busy in your absence, optimized my formula. I'm now confident I can revive the remaining colonists. All I need now is the dimethyl sulfoxide. I'll take as much as you can give me. What? Oh, yes, well, that's obvious. Anyone with 2 working labs can... Why do you think we've been doing all this? I revived you to help me save Halcyon from annihilation. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. You're saying that Halcyon's on the brink of total collapse, and the chairman's plan to save all of us is to save himself? I always knew Halcyon was heading toward a systems collapse, but I never imagined we were already there. The board made this crisis, and now they want to solve it by freezing the rest of us? That's not a plan. That's a goddamn escape clause. That makes 2 things things we don't have. Time and chemicals to revive the other settlers. None of this was supposed to happen. I was supposed to revive the Hope's colonists. We were supposed to have enough time to solve the problem before we all starved. Human test subjects. Oh, that's grotesque. That's... Thank you. You've brought me enough chemicals to get started, at least. I'm just sorry they came at the cost of human lives. Those poor people, they must have died in agony. You say the board's trying to freeze their subjects over and over again without inflicting permanent damage? Well, they're no... I'll tell you this much. The board scientists are hopelessly lost. After years of... We're out of time. We're out of chemicals. We may very well be out of options. If the board has their way, do you realize what this means for the Hope? For your fellow colonists? The board's going to kill them all. Toss them out into space, just to make room in their hibernation chambers. Short of lining up every member of the board and... Do you know what's waiting for us on the Hope? Scientists, engineers, artists, the brightest... The board's going to dispose of them all and transform the Hope into a prison. We need to get to those colonists before the board. I have enough chemicals to start reviving a few of them, but no easy way to get... Merciful gibbering law, you're a We bring the Hope to us. Skip the entire ship across the distance of colony space, right next to my lab. Yes, exactly. You're a step ahead. If we link up the Hope to the Unreliable, then use your navigational computer to calculate a reasonably safe vector, we can skip the entire colony ship into the rings of Terra 2.
And that's going to work, without killing us in the process. I thought intra-system microjumps were prohibited for a reason.
Yes, there's always a risk of a catastrophic collision between the Hope and, say, Terra 2, in theory. But you'll be fine, provided your calculations are correct.
Experimental methods for killing...
Well said, whatever you are. You'll need to switch on the Hope's auxiliary power using the Unreliable. Then head to the bridge. Your navigational computer, Ada, should be able to activate the Hope's skip drive. Once you've skipped the Hope next to my lab, I'll have easy access to the frozen colonists. I can start reviving them immediately. Certainly. Unlikely. The Hope is as massive as the Groundbreaker, but compared to the rings of Terra 2, positively minuscule. The board might notice, possibly, depending on the position of their head. It wouldn't surprise me. When I pulled you out of the Hope, the board nearly intercepted me. I expect they stepped up security since my little act of larceny. Skip drives were never designed to be used within a system, but I skipped my ship across Halcyon when I rescued you. That is, I ruined my ship and nearly killed myself in the process, but the maneuver was well within acceptable margins of risk. I know you're wondering why I'm doing all this. Why I believe the people on the Hope are the answer to the colony's problems. The Hope is carrying some of humanity's most brilliant thinkers. Scientists, engineers, experts in their field. If we work together, we can still find a way to save Halcyon. The board would have us believe Halcyon is beyond saving. I choose to believe otherwise. If there's even the slightest chance we can save Halcyon from oblivion, then we have to take it. You absolutely should. The adjutant must have sent you some kind of tracking code. If you don't use the code, she'll suspect you betrayed her. I think you should use the code and send a corrupted tracking signal. That should buy... The board's going to catch up to me sooner or later. Use my communications terminal to corrupt the tracking signal. While the board... Certainly. That should do it. You've bought me more than enough time.
If you don't mind, you have a message from
I'm impressed, Captain. Unfortunately, Dr. Wells found a way to corrupt the signal before we could pinpoint his location. Come visit me in Byzantium. We need to have a talk about the future of this colony. Because I'm not in the business of arresting my own ally. Meet me in my office. I've authorized you.
Adjutant Akande has ended her call. Rather rudely, if I might say, considering... We have arrived at the Hope. I need you to reroute power from our... You'll have to connect me to the Hope's comm system so I can convince her central computer to... If your calculations are even slightly off, or the sun. Forgetfulness can be an early warning sign of asphyxiation due to loss of... I need you to reroute power from... You'll have to connect me to the Hope's... The Hope is the Groundbreaker's prettier, sleeker sister. She wandered off and got lost for 70 years. Also, there are hundreds of thousands of frozen organic life forms. Captain, I hope Dr. Wells has not dragged you into one of his irrational schemes again. My diagnosis of his... mental stability is not flattering.
That ought to do her, Captain. That was quick. Nice work.
You know, when they posted us here, I told them there wasn't any point. Nobody would be so... Shows how much I know. You've got about... Get out of here on your own accord, or we'll dump your body out the airlock.
Your uniform has been rated 80.
Nicely done. Great work.
You all right, Captain? I mean, seeing this place again.
Error. Occur data not. Error. Register.
Can you hear me, Captain? I have successfully integrated myself into the Hope's comm systems, and am attempting to establish contact with the Hope's more primitive processor now. Would you like me to play a mood suit? I see you've located the stasis chambers. Which pod were you slumbering in for so long, Captain? The missing one, I take it? Should we...
Hands on the ground! Good news, customer. All germs and contaminants have been neutralized.
Yeah.
That's the Hope's computer up ahead. I'll admit, I am curious to wake him. Greetings, Captain. I am speaking to you through the Hope's computer system. It's a rather... Probably not, but don't let that stop you. My Constellation executables could use some beefing... Searching. Please stand by. Ah, found... Are you sure? That is extremely dangerous. And also potentially kill an entire planet. Jump-starting the skip drive. Destination... Doing it. I mean...
ADN, does your captain seriously intend to do a micro-jump in system with engines that haven't been powered in 70 years? On a derelict ship?
That is what my captain intends, yes.
But that is a gross misuse of the skip drive. The Zero Point Drives Corp and I will not be held responsible for any damage incurred during...
Yes.
You should not be doing this. The humans will die.
Thank you, Hope. Oh, good. We are still alive and have successfully skipped into Terra 2's orbit. I reported as much to Phineas Wells, but he has not responded. Perhaps you should check in on him.
Analyzing area. Fallen debris. And spilled contents detected. Likely cause reckless piloting. Scheduling service. Extensive cleanup.
Almost there. What was that?
Hey, hold on, man.
Body bag required. This area has been sanitized.
Captain. Captain, I shall now play the
Thank the Lord you warned me. I was able to get some defenses up, but they might not be enough. Look, they're trying to get in here, and I'm not sure I can stop them. If they capture me, if we capture the board, all their lackeys, they're all a bunch of swine. Do you hear me? You fucking pigs! I'll take you all out with me! I'll never...
It would seem the recording captured some rather dire events. I presume you'll want to doc. How can I be a... May luck... We have successfully arrived at Phineas's orbital lab, Captain, and we are still in one piece. Shall I congratulate myself?
That's what you get.
If you stop in the engine room, would you ask Parvati to send Sam down to the bridge? Sending a corrupt... Captain, as it appears we may soon be embarking for a maximum security prison planet, I believe the crew would like to speak with you to...
So, Phineas got himself taken to Tartarus.
I never got to know Doc Wells. We ain't friends or crew. But he's still one of us. He's the reason the boss is up and...
To extract the scientist, you will need to infiltrate the labyrinth. But that course of action is likely to be quite dangerous, Captain.
Ornery board goons and one-ply toilet paper for starters. But I hear their brainwashing program's state-of-the-art, so I guess you get...
Still, we can't do nothing. It wouldn't be right.
The armed surveillance protocols on a maximum security prison planet are highly sophisticated. As such, escapes are historically quite impossible and deadly.
Getting in is the simple part. It's getting out again that's...
Let's just do it. Kick down some doors, grab Doc Wells, and cut a path out. We don't need...
If you really mean to do this, you should see to your final affairs and close out any unfinished business. Once you sneak into Tartarus, you may be there a while. Or permanently.
It's the crazy... And I mean that.
You didn't hire me to think. And I ain't about to start now.
I know it's dangerous. And I won't lie and say I'm not scared out of my wits.
You're asking for more than bravery from us, Captain. But...
Let Sam get the grime out. It's what our units do best.
If we don't make it...
Got my trusty tossball stick?
You can count on us, Captain.
Never thought I'd volunteer to break into a prison. Seems like your tendency to...
Command.
Waiting on your...